what's up, everybody? Welcome to this immediate reaction to the first 3 episodes of Ironheart that are out now on Disney Plus from Marvel Studios here, starring Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, Alden Ehrenreich in the show as well, and Anthony Ramos as the Hood, the main villain that we have in this particular series here. And I've only seen the first 3 episodes. I did not go past the first 3 episodes because, to be honest with you, overall, I just didn't enjoy the show. It's just not really my cup of tea. Now, are there some things that I did enjoy within the show? Yes. But overall, I thought the show was like kind of the worst version of a CW show that you could ever watch. And there have been some great CW shows like The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow. I'm not bashing Superman and Lois. I'm not bashing CW shows. But if you were to make a bad CW show, it would have these kinds of elements within it. It is so frustrating to watch because I think there is a damn good show here underneath everything, but the way it's put together is just so surface, so one-dimensional that it's supremely frustrating. But I don't want to start with the negative stuff. Let's start with the positive stuff. I think Dominique Thorne does a really good job as Riri Williams. Again, are there a couple moments where she's trying to act tough that you just don't buy? Yes, but overall, I like what she's going through. I like the struggles that she's having, dealing with the trauma with the loss of her best friend, having to come out of a situation in school and now having to adapt to that situation and do some things, some unsavory things that in order to pursue what she wants to do with her life because she's in a financially difficult situation. And so you understand to a degree what's going on there and why and the decisions that she's making. Do I support it? Do I think it's a good idea to have that as a premise for the show? No, I don't. But I understand what they were trying to do. And I think she's doing the best she can with some of the most clunky dialogue I've seen in quite some time. But her connection with Natalie, I think Lyric Ross does a really good job in this. I think their chemistry as it develops throughout the show is really nice to see. And of course, she's playing Natalie, who is the AI for the suit. I like that it triggers the trauma because this is her best friend. And you find out in the first 3 episodes what happened to her best friend. And so she's dealing with the trauma as she's also trying to figure out how to deal with an AI that is simulating a human relationship. So how do you navigate that? Those are interesting elements, I think, within the show. Alden Ehrenreich, I think, does a good job here in the show. And there is a nice surprise about who he really is. And his chemistry with Dominique Thorne is really good as well. Anthony Ramos, he's okay here. I don't know what's going on with his career because I really like him as an actor in The Heights and of course Hamilton. But the Transformers film, didn't think he was that interesting in that film. The Twisters film, didn't think he was that interesting. And then here, it's very one note. It's very mysterious, one-dimensional. What's up, everybody? You know, that kind of street. Yeah, I'm from the street. You know, it just doesn't have any depth or complexity to it. So it's a little frustrating. The show itself is very half-baked. A lot of the dialogue is like, let me say the coolest thing I can here. And it's so frustrating because it doesn't afford any kind of space for you to care about these characters, especially all the young people who are working for the Hood. First of all, they're supposed to be super geniuses, but they never question the Hood and his criminal enterprises. And if he's killed anybody or done anything, it takes Riri to come in and be like, hey, something's wrong here. It's like, well, come on. It's a little unbelievable. The actors themselves, I think, do a good job for what they're given, but they're hardly given much screen time and they're hardly given much interactions beyond, let's just hit the basic overall broad thing that you're going to say. What's the coolest, hippest thing you can say here in this moment? And you're from the street and all that kind of stuff. And it just has no depth or complexity. And it's a caricature. It's cosplaying as tough kids who can handle stuff. And some of the fight scenes here are just laborious. The choreography is like, you can see the moves coming a mile away. We have to believe that the security in these high-end facilities with like millions to possibly billions of dollars of equipment there is being protected by security guards that work at the local 7-Eleven on the overnight shift. It's just these kinds of things that are super frustrating when you're watching a show like this that don't allow you to enjoy it and have fun with it. Because I think from one side, you can't hand me an intelligent show talking about all these things that they want to talk about and all the mechanics and the specifics and physics and science and technology and all of this, and then hand me really ridiculous scenarios that are something out of the Three Stooges, because it undercuts what the show could be about. And that's another thing about this show that's frustrating the first 3 episodes. There's a lot of half-baked attempts at appealing to what's going on with the divisions of wealth, what's going on with how certain people who are rich use their money to convey that they are one thing, but really something else. those kinds of things are just touched on, not really explored and moved on from, and you get the basic gist of it. We're moving on, and it's just so frustrating. The show moves from one plot point to the next with no depth and no organic groundedness to it. So it's like this, we're handing you this, move on to this, we're handing you this, move on to this, we're handing you this, and it just becomes comical after a while. But as I said, if you enjoy the relationships between Riri and Natalie, and if you enjoy the relationships between Riri and Alden Ehrenreich's character, I think that's enough for you to hold on to see what these other 3 episodes are going to be like, because it did get better. Like halfway through this 3rd episode, I was like, okay, now we've got something. Now this show is about something. The problem is you have to navigate those first 2 episodes, which are just laborious to get through. Well, and I also think the mom gets short shrift. I do want to bring that up. There's a mom that's presented in here to Riri, and she barely gets to have any time with her. There's no real establishment of that relationship. There is a really sweet moment when she discovers Natalie and what that means. But I wanted more of that. So that's the problem with these 6-episode shows, is they throw all these characters in here, but they don't really let you spend time with them. So you don't have any developed connection to them because you haven't had a lot of time with them. And so frustrating to see that. And it undercuts a show that could really be good and really have something to say. Now, again, the next 3 episodes may be fantastic. We will see. Maybe I'll feel differently about the overall series when I'm done with it. But right now, it's not something that's working for me overall. Well, if you get a chance to see it, let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. Am I off on this? Do you like it, or is it working for you? Or do you feel like I did, that by the end of the 3rd episode, it was turning a corner, but getting to that corner was just a pain in the ass? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think is missing? How would you have made the show better? And what do you think about Anthony Ramos's performance? What do you think about Dominique Thorne's performance, Lyric Ross, Alden Ehrenreich, and assorted other actors in this? What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. All right, look for our full spoiler review that Shannon McClung and I will do on the Geek Buddies later on this week, I think on Friday. But for right now, this is my reaction. And thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time with another brand new video here on the Outlaw Nation. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content from the Outlaw Nation.